Hello, I am about 10 minutes late today, and I want to apologize to you for getting a late start. I have been struggling the last 2 days to figure out a problem that has arisen in the Adalo development process. And I got to tell you, I'm a little bit ticked off at Adalo because of the way they work, not because of their failure to respond, but I found a glitch that has caused me an incredible amount of headache. um, it is a sporadic sort of thing, and I am going to try to show you a couple of the issues that have come up. I have solved the issue. I believe I'm ready to proceed with the development. There are, in essence, workarounds, but most importantly, once I understood that I was seeing a glitch, then I could identify the glitch as a glitch and then understand that it was or wasn't something that I was doing. My name's Lee, and you're on Livestream Lee, and for the last 4 weeks, we've been developing a multi-vendor marketplace application that you can run on a cell phone, and we've been doing it using the no-code development tool called Adalo.com. And while I am extremely impressed with Adalo, I am also beginning to truly understand some of its limitations. There are certain kinds of operations or coding statements that would really be nice if they offered them. It would make the life of, I'll call myself a developer even though I don't write code. It'd make the life of somebody using Adalo as a development tool a whole lot easier. Now, I can dream up suggestions for Adalo, but coding those suggestions into a platform that actually generates code, I'm sure, is a much more complicated thing than simply figuring out the stuff you'd like to do. So I'm not going to beat on Adalo, but I am going to try to show you the problems that I encountered. So this relates to and it's going to even get more hairy, more complex, because I've only done sort of a surface dive. I need to do a really deep dive. But the surface dive is related to how, you want to be able to calculate shipping and sales tax and show that as a total amount on a page. And you want it to be as smooth and seamless as possible without people having to do a lot of recalculations and all that kind of stuff. When somebody goes to a page, they put an item or multiple items in a shopping cart and they go to a page, it'd be really nice if that page just instantly showed the calculation that kind of goes on behind the scenes for all the things that need to go on. Unfortunately, there is no back-end recalc functionality that we can apply to Adalo. We have to move between screens, and only when you move between screens can certain operations occur. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to show you today. So let me go ahead and jump into the Adalo interface. And I'm going to try to show you what it is I've been doing. And so we're going to be really primarily moving between 2 or 3 different pages. First, there is the profile page that you see, highlighted here on the left, the profile page. And this is, I need to move it over just a little bit more. And this is where an account owner has a profile. On that profile page, there is a history of orders that have been placed. But there needs to also be access to order detail. And I didn't realize, but I there are problems using the same screen for order detail where you create the order in the first place. Now, it'd be really nice if you could just go back to that screen. It doesn't work. You've got to create a whole new screen. So I'm going to come down here to the order items page. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to center this. There are two screens that have to work together. One is the order items page where you put your orders, or you put the items that you select from the product list or from a vendor. Now we have to talk about that also, because if you're going to do a multi-vendor marketplace, you can actually only allow the products that are being paid for to be selected from a single vendor. Because the way the system is going to work is when you check out, you'll be making a payment to a vendor. That means you can't buy items from 2 or 3 different vendors. You can only buy items from a single vendor. Now, I knew that. That wasn't really part of the problem that I came up with. But I'm just bringing it to surface right now for you so that you'll understand kind of what's going on. So each vendor has the ability to create a set of shipping options. And then when you go through the checkout process, you need to be able to select the shipping option that applies to the products for that particular vendor. So that means we're interfacing a couple of different tables to pull the information together so that you have shipping rates and products and sales taxes all integrated together when you go to the checkout. You have to combine everything into a single number that you pass to the payment processor. So here on the right-hand side, we have the cart screen. It is actually called the order items, but it is basically it's just a cart where you're putting a number of different items into an order. So the order items is the detail for the items in an order. Kind of got the words backwards, but that's basically what it means. Okay, so once you've selected an item and you pass it to this page, it is on this page. Now, it's an important thing to understand that you actually have to look at the variables that you're passing. So if I click up here at the top on the name of the screen, order items, over on the left, a slide out comes out, and I can scroll down to the bottom and it's going to tell me the data that's available under the available data screen. And I look here and it says current order item. Great. On this screen, the screen carries data for the current order item. Now, this is very light, but the current product is not visible because it says missing from select shipping option page. So what that means is when you leave this page over here on the right and you go to the shipping options page, you're not passing the current product, because when you submit your selection of a shipping option, you pass variables back and it doesn't pass the shipping, the product option, the variable for the current product back. Okay, so the current product variable is missing. So is the current vendor variable. It's missing from the product list and it's missing from the select shipping option page. So you also have missing information about your current user, missing from the product list and missing from the select shipping option page. So before I do anything else, I'm going to just see if I can, and I don't know the answer to this, I'm going to see if I can fix a couple of those variables. Okay, so I'm going to, again, I'm just going to move over a little bit. I'm going to click on the select shipping option list, and I'm going to go to the fields, and I'm going to come down here, and I have a number of different fields. I have an order, I have fields that are visible. So you see there's a visible field here for select shipping option. And then I've got some invisible fields. I've got a total price field, a shipping rate field, and a shipping option field. Okay, so if I go into the add automatic fields, I'm going to come down here to order item vendor, and I'm going to see if I can stick the current vendor in. Well, look here, I've got the current order item vendor. Oh, look, I can put the vendor in. Okay, so now if I put the vendor in, let's see what happens over here on the right under order items. Let's go down to our available data, and I still don't have the current vendor. It's missing from the product list and from the select shipping option list. Well, obviously, if I'm not able to pass it from, now remember, I go from the order items page to the select shipping items page by clicking on this link right here that says select shipping option. So that carries us over here. So we can't carry a vendor information if we don't have it. So let's just kind of follow this little bit of information backwards and see where we can actually either get it or not worry about it. Okay, so again, available data, current vendor, missing from the product list and the select shipping options page. Well, we can't get it from the select shipping options page. Let's go look at the product list. Okay, so here we go. We have, I think, we have maybe here the product list. There we go, the product list. All right, on the product list page, I have a link for a shopping cart right here. Now I also have a link, so I also have a general link for the list. So let's see what the general link for the list is. So if I click on the general link, it takes me to the product detail page. Okay, so the product detail page, I carry the information over to the product detail page. So let's just slide to the right and look at the product detail page. So here's the product detail page. Now, if I click on the product detail page and I come down and look at available data, there we go, we've got our current product. Well, let's do something here. Let's put a link from this page to the order items page. And let's do that in the form of, I'm just playing around to see what happens here. I'm just going to put a button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a shopping cart button. So I'm going to just grab this and I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to put it kind of right here in the corner. And I'm going to make this big. So we're going to change it to a cart. Okay, and I'm going to put a big plus. And then I'm going to increase the size. Look at it. It's getting bigger and bigger. And I'm going to increase the size. And I'm just going to put it right here so that it's kind of in the corner. I don't know if that's going to look good or not, but at least we have that. Now we're going to add an action. We're going to link to the order items page. So we have the current product linking to the order items page. And so we're going to go ahead and click done. So now let's go back to the order items page. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. We're going to go down to the order items page. We're going to come in and we're just going to see if we now have our product information, available data. There we go, current product and current vendor. So if you can understand what we just did, we just took a link from the product page here over to the product detail page, and then from there to the order items page. So what we're doing is we're passing a product variable between these pages. Okay, so I don't know that we need the product variable, but that's what we just did. Okay, so now I'm going to look at okay, so we've got our current order item missing from product detail. Okay, so that's okay. We don't have the order item detail. If I click here on the order items, we actually have the order items information in this box. So we don't necessarily need it on the page. Let's see what else we have and just understand the data flow. Current user. Okay, so we're missing from the product list, from the select shipping option, and from the product detail page. Okay, well, the system should pretty much know who the current user is because it's the logged in user, and wherever the logged in user is going, I don't think we need that information. But we've got the current product and we've got the current vendor on this page. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we're going to move it over so the left side menu doesn't cover it up. Okay, so now I'm going to actually just reposition these a little bit. Because that just looks a little neater. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at how do we get the shipping option information. Okay, so we've got a link here that says shipping, select shipping options. If I highlight that, you'll see it sends to the select shipping options page. Here we've got a list, which is our order items list. And our order items list is the same list as we have over here. It's the same order items. Okay, so we're going to update the current order items. So we know what this order item is. And what I did is I put the link inside of the order items list so that when I click on the link, I pass the name of the current order item selected from this list on the right over to this list. So we know the current order item. We're going to update it. Within the current order item, we have a bunch of fields. And we've already kind of looked at this, but I'm trying to sort of hammer home. We've got a field specifically for shipping options. Now, I also have a ship rate field, order item ship rate, and an order item ship option. That's different from shipping options. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the database. And under the database, we see we have a shipping option list and we have an order items list. Now, the order items list is open, and I want you to see the things that we've got in the order item list. Okay, so we've got an order item name, an order item photo. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to rearrange this a little bit because I don't want relationships floating to the top. So I'm going to grab the order item product. I'm going to move it down to the bottom. And that's where we're going to look at all of our relationship stuff. Okay, remember, this is a relational database. And you can build relationships between one data table and another data table. They call them collections, but that's what they are. They're data tables. Okay, so now we've got all of the variables assigned to order items floating at the top and the relationship connections at the bottom. So the order item has a name, a photo, which is the product. So every time we add an item to the order items page, the cart page, we're adding a specific product. So the order item is going to be a product name. We're passing it to an order item name. We're going to pass the product photo, the product price, the product quantity, and then we're going to have some fields for data that we're going to calculate. We're actually going to calculate quantity, but we're also going to calculate and store a subtotal, a sales tax, a shipping rate, and a shipping option. The rate and the option go together. And then we're going to have the order item total price. This is all for history information. And then we're going to have the order item complete. Is this a completed order? Yes or no? And we have relationships. There's a relationship between the order item table and the product table. There's a relationship between the order item table and the shipping options table. There's a relationship between the order item and the user, the order item and the vendor, and the order item and the order. An order consists of a number of order items. So the order is the history. So we're going to be passing order items as a group into an order and giving the order a name where we'll have the history of all the order items for that particular order in a history folder, if you will. Okay, now I don't think we really need the user name associated with the order. Well, actually, you know what? Sorry, we absolutely do need it. Because we're going to have an order history on a by user basis. So we might as well go ahead and have that variable connected. Okay, so now I just wanted you to show you that we have all of this data here collected. So what do we do with it? Okay, so when we go to an order item and we select something from the shipping options table. Now remember, we have a shipping options table and we have a couple of shipping options field. So let's go look at the database and let's look at the shipping option table. The shipping option table is much shorter. We have a name for the shipping option like FedEx next day or local pickup, and then we have a rate, and then we have a relationship from the shipping option table to the order items, from the shipping option table to the vendor who creates the options, and from the shipping option table to the user. Now, that one I'm not sure that we actually need, but I added it in just because I was trying to be safe. This can get really confusing. So if we find out that we don't need that connection, we may very well just go back and remove it or not. It just kind of depends upon whether it gets confusing later on. Okay, so there are 6 records in the shipping options table. Let's just take a look at them. Okay, so we have shipping option name Pi. Now, when I'm testing, I use the methodology of putting the vendor name in front. So this is Pi Guy, this is ABC Company, this is actually, I didn't put a vendor name in front of this. So this is, I don't know who this is. But then I have shipping option names, shipping option orders. Look here, shipping option vendors. Okay, let's come down. Yeah, that's XYZ Company, so that's the vendor. And then I have users and then created dates. Okay, so this is the shipping options table that we're testing with. Okay, so let's try this and see how all of this comes together. So I'm going to click preview, and it's going to make me log in. So I'm going to log in as tom@tom.com. So I'm logged in as Tom. Now, the only way I can really get in and do anything at this point really is to go to view products. Now, I can go to a profile. So if I go to the profile, this is Tommy Thomas, and this is my profile page, and there actually could or should, depending whether I've bought or not, be some product, some orders on this page. So I'm going to click the back button and let's place an order, view products. Okay, let's just buy a product. I'm going to buy a BMW X50. So here we go. We buy a BMW X50, and looky there. I've got the BMW X50 up here at the top, but I also have something left over from last time I used it. I'm going to tell you candidly, I haven't figured out how to zero that out yet. Now, that's one of the functionalities that would be really nice if Adalo offered the ability to do a reset functionality on a form or a table. They don't. And so I know there's a way. I haven't figured out how to do this. And before we can actually fully proceed and say we have a finished product, we're going to have to figure out how to reset that. There are other tools out there like bubble.io, which actually give you a workflow process step where you say reset form, and that zeroes it out and resets it. But I don't have that option here. So what I have to do is I have to just remove the extra product. Okay, now, if you'll notice, there's a subtotal, a sales tax, and a zero amount, but up here I'm showing the total price of being $1.25. Okay, well, it should show the subtotal of $1.25. We're going to see if we can fix that. But watch what happens when I add another one. Boom, there it comes. Now it actually puts the subtotal in because there was a recalc going on in the background. Okay, so I know I had it working correctly to begin with at one point, and then I changed things and I forgot how. So I'm going to have to go back and figure that one out. But if we up or down, increase or decrease, once you've done it, it'll actually show them a number. So we've got the dollar amount, the sales tax, and a subtotal with sales taxes. Now let's select a shipping rate. So that takes us over to our modal where we select one of our shipping options. We'll use local delivery. And I'm going to then update, and we'll come back over and you'll see that local delivery as our shipping option is shown for $5. But looky here, $1.35 plus $5 should be $6.35. So we're running low on time. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to fix that particular option. So I'm going to come over here, and here I am on the page. And I'm going to go to this formula, and we have a problem in our formula. Whoops, go to the formula, scroll down. So we have our order items subtotal, current order items subtotal. So this is the correct amount. We have our current order items sales tax. That's the correct amount. And then we have our current order item ship rate. Well, you know what? Somehow we haven't gotten the ship rate into that field, so we're not collecting it. Now, let's go look at the ship option rate right above. So if I click over here and I look at this, this is current order item shipping option, ship option rate. Okay, so let's come over here and see what we did on here. Fields, shipping rate, custom formula. Let's go look at it. Current order item and shipping option, ship op rate. Well, you know what? That seems like it should have the correct amount in that field. Current order item, shipping option, ship op rate. But it didn't. So let's come over here and let's use the same value that we have here. Current order item, shipping option, ship op rate. So we'll come down here and we're going to change this current order item ship rate, and we're going to put in a variable current order items. Let's see here, current order item. That's what we'd really like, is the current order item, current product, current vendor, current product, order items. Here we go. Now let's come down to order shipping options, ship op rate. You know what? I can't get the ship op rate the way I want. So let's go to the order item ship op rate. Ship op rate. And let's try for the sum and see if that gives us the number we're looking for. It is confusing the way their databases work, and it takes a lot of trial and error to get this thing figured out. You know, you may have a better mind for this stuff than I do, but I have to do a lot of trial and error to get this stuff figured out. Sometimes it takes just a tremendous amount of time. Okay, so let's go preview and let's just look at let's go through the exact same purchase process again and see if in fact we have fixed the total. That's what we're wanting to look at. We wanted to look and see if we fixed the total. So I'm going to add something else. I'm going to do the Land Rover this time at whatever 95 cents it is. Okay, so you see here's the Land Rover. So everything's blanked out down here. So I'm going to get rid of the extra product. I'm going to add a plus, add a minus. So now we've got the Land Rover. We're going to go ahead and do our shipping option here. We're going to select ABC local, whatever that is. Price-wise, it's $7, and we still don't have the correct number. Okay, so it should be 703. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come down here and look at our custom formula and see we have we've got to get the ship rate somehow. So current products, order item ship rate sum. That's not what we're looking for. So let's try again. We're going to go down here to order item ship rate sum. We're going to see if that gives us the correct number. So let's go into preview. We've got to go back through all of these steps again. And here we go into products. Let's this time add the Porsche. All right, so that way we just know that we're adding a product, plus, minus, that gets the values in. And now let's go to the shipping options. And we're going to add a shipping option next day. 25, and we still don't have the correct total down here. So we just have to keep digging until we've got this thing figured out. Okay, so when we selected our shipping options, under our data fields, which shows a shipping option, and that was selecting a shipping option. Okay, so that's all fine. But let's see here our ship rate, custom formula. I don't know that we need a custom formula. What do we got here? Let's just try this. Shipping option, ship rate, order items, ship rate, shipping options. Let's go here. Current order item. Come down here to shipping options, shipping option rate. Okay, so we're putting in a shipping option rate. Let's just go with done. It still says custom formula. It does say ship option rate. So this says ship option name. Let's see if we actually have gotten the variable in now. So submit button, update order item, go back to order links. Okay, update order item. That was done in the fields. So let's just see this again. Okay, we'll log in, go to products, order something, I guess the Land Cruiser this time. Okay, get rid of the, whoops, there we go, get rid of the Porsche. Well, there we go, get rid of the Porsche. There's the Land Cruiser. Okay, we'll go up, we'll go down. That adds the products. Go select a shipping option. UPS next day, add it. And we still don't have the correct dollar amount. All right, we're going to run out of time. This actually could take another hour or two of me fiddling around. So I'm going to figure this out. And then on Monday, I'll show you the solution to how I figured it out. And we'll move on to the next problem. This, unfortunately, is, it would... Again, if Adalo gave us some sort of a recalc option, that would be nice. Or, but we just, there's a limitation of what Adalo has built itself to do. They are a young software. They're still building their software system. And so you just have to play with it until you figure out a way to work around some of their limitations. And there you go. So, I will be back on Monday of next week, and I will hopefully over the weekend have figured out a solution to this problem, and then we'll bring the solution to you so that you can see how to do it and you can move on and not have to spend all the time that I'm spending on it. But there you go. It's software development fun. Even though we're not writing code, we are developing, and it can be challenging. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.